Good morning, gang. Today I got the sounds of the planes overhead, but I got a whole bunch of birds in this tree just tweeting up a storm. Good morning. It's your hurtin' hippie. Another hippie talk. Today it's brought to you by Clifford Burchfield. Great last name there. Much Sasquatch love to you. He asked me to talk about how did I get started on concentrates, on dabbing, on waxes and stuff like that. And it's kind of, I think that's a good question because it was kind of an odd one. I had met a couple through taking my son to kindergarten. And I met this couple, nice guy, nice girl, and we started talking and they toked and I toked. And so they started to visit every once in a while, and we would have some tokes together. And then one day he came over and he says, "You gotta try this." And he had this really hard liquid. He had shatter. He said, "It's shatter." And I said, "What is that?" And he says, "Well, it's a concentrated oils from the plant. And it's kind of a new thing, and he paid $120 for a gram. And he says, you just break a tiny piece off, put it in the middle of your pipe, and toke real slow, and it adds to the flavor, and adds to the high." So, him and I tried it. I really liked it, and man, got really buzzed. And so I had a little extra cash on me then, so I gave him some and said, "Get me some." So he did. And I did that for maybe a week, and I Googled dabbing and came up with all these, because then I didn't watch much YouTube back then. And I see these dab rigs, and I see people dabbing, and I see e-nails and all that, and so I said, this is the way. This is how I need to get my medicine. So I started asking around. I went to my local Hemposphere, shout out to Hemposphere, 17th Ave and 52th Street, Southeast. Went to them and got myself a small dab rig, and with a torch and a glass nail. And for a couple of days, I was really enjoying it and getting, way too high. When you first start, you just, it overpowers you, and you enjoy it too much. But the glass nail on the rig broke, and I went in and I talked and I learned more, and it was a total learning game. And that's when they showed me they had an e-nail. Wasn't a great one, I found out later, but it lasted me a good year. And it really, even though it wasn't a great one, it was a worthwhile investment because I never had to play with torches again, and I had burned myself a few times. It was nice to have something that is just always on and ready to go. And since then, I've stuck with the e-nails. I quickly moved away from getting shatter from this guy because at $120 a gram, I found somebody that for $240 would give me a quarter ounce, 7 grams. So that's when I started getting contacts for better purchases. And that's when it started becoming even more, it's got to be over 5 years ago. And it started coming into the dispensaries. That actually got me looking. It was before I was medical, and that's what got me looking at the dispensaries. And then I went to my doctor and said, "Hey, this stuff is really helping me. I need to get off my old stuff." So really the advent of concentrates led me to get off. I'm 4 years now off of my pharmaceuticals. So I know dabbing isn't for everybody. Dabbing gets some people way too high. I personally get way too high on dabbing too, so I don't take big fat dabs. I take little dabs. I microdose, and I'm really back to mostly THC at night. I don't do much during the day. I'm in a lot of pain during the day, but I've been way too busy during the day lately to be high during it. So, like this morning, all I've had is CBD, and that's all I'm going to have. What's the hippie up to? The hippie has a damn sore upper jaw here. My upper plate, I must have bit wrong, and I hurt my jaw. It's hard to even put the teeth in. In fact, when I'm finished talking, they're coming back out so that I can relax this spot. I'm also going to the doctor today to find out about my nose and my ears, why they're blocked and have been blocked for a long time. So yes, the hippie's looking after himself. It's just really hard. I try to put my son first. He's always here in the afternoons, and I'm always too sick in the morning to go to the doctor. So I have a very small window to get to the doctor, get some satisfaction, and then get back and pick up my son. Today's a good day though, because my other son isn't working. He can pick him up if I'm late. So I got everything worked out, and yeah, that's my mind. Always on the go, and here, there, squirrel. And I hope you heard these birds, because that's pretty. They're just chatting up a storm. I think they like me talking. There must be 50 in my tree, and usually it's magpies there, so the magpies must have moved away for a little bit. Peace and cheers, love and harmony. Thanks for listening. Catch you on the flip side. Please, if you got any requests, put them below. You know I'll get to them. Peace.